Morning, guys. Back on the trail this morning, and just real foggy morning. Can't see it. The camera's not doing it justice here anyway. But just noticed something really odd. I've never seen before, but I guess from all the fog and the mist, a lot of ground spiders. Look at all these ground webs. I guess that's what it is. I mean, look in the distance, like they're everywhere around the tree base. I just thought that was pretty neat. Like, yeah. It was pretty wet. The trail is definitely pretty wet. I'm not really feeling any moisture on my face or anything, but just saw this on the trail real quick. Thought I'd shoot some of this. I mean, this is the same trail I always do, so I'm just trying to do it at a faster pace. So I don't know if I'm gonna shoot too much footage if I see something that's of interest like I just did now. So this is probably going to be not that long of a hiking video, but I'll just bring you back periodically for stuff like that, stuff that I've never seen. But it's really neat. It's like, I don't know what kind of spider it is that does that, but assuming, oh, there he is, right there. I guess, or that's something dead. I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting, because they're everywhere. You know what it reminds me of? That since it's Halloween time and it's Halloween on Monday. Speaking of spiders and creepy crawlies like that, I mean, like, look at this over here. I mean, they're everywhere. Reminds me of that movie, William Shatner, Kingdom of the Spiders, an old 70s flick. You know, if you guys ever seen that horror classic, it's a really good movie. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I grew up watching it, and how the spiders like take over the whole Texas town or valley that they're living in. But I was pretty much, I'm gonna have the trail to myself, I think, today, because it's pretty damp and wet and foggy, like super thick fog. Like driving down here, it was like couldn't even see to drive. Yeah, I'm getting an occasional shower from the water off the leaves. But yeah, I'm gonna see if we can see some nice fall colors. But ooh, I'm losing the trail again talking to you guys. This way. Oh, speaking of which, me and my buddy, we just did our fall classic. Every year we try to goes for, a nice long hike. And we did 11 miles this year. We were going to do the whole 13-mile loop of this one trail, but we just didn't have the time. He had to, I had to get my kids from school that day, and he had a party to get to. I mean, I would have had time to get the kids. It was just, him having to be back in time for the party and stuff. So, but yeah, we did it last week. We did it. We got the fall classic in, and we did 11 miles this year. So we walked basically 5 in and 5 out, give or take, and then an extra lapper, and then it was came to about 11 something. But yeah, that's the longest I've ever hiked in years. I mean, I have during in one shot. I have hiked years ago with my brother camping over a 2-day period, a total of like 18 or 19 miles, carrying like 50-pound packs, in this big giant heavy tent, and we were just, we were like passing the tent back and forth to each other, trying to get through this damn hike. That was the hardest hike I've ever had, because we just inexperienced, first time camping in the woods. I was like 26, I think, when I did it. Just not just doing stupid stuff like that. But yeah, I've definitely learned from that. You gotta pack light, and that's the thing that stinks about camping out here in New Jersey. You have to have a camping permit, and like I like to do this, hike back. Look at these mushrooms. Hike back here and in the wilderness and do wilderness camping. Now the campsite on this trail is about 8 miles in, okay? So you gotta hike 8 miles in and 8 miles out, okay? And then you can't chop wood down. You know, you could probably pick some of this stuff up along the way and try if you want to lug it with you, you know? But if you're packing a tent, you're packing a heavy sleeping bag, like the way I do, it just ain't fun. And then if you come out here winter camp, you need some wood, and you'd have to somehow bring a wheelbarrow and, you know, or some sort of a sleighing device, because you gotta ruck it all in. And a lot of times I just pack light and then just hope for the best, hope that your gear will keep you warm, because it just really is a ruck. I mean, you can drive back here. I used to just drive like halfway back, but then you gotta park your car near the trail and then literally walk the rest of the way. So I would make trips and stuff, but then, you know, you're out here in the boonies, you know, and I don't feel like leaving my truck out here anymore. You know, unless you got a real beat up one that you and that's the worst. You may come back and you find your tires slashed, or you know the way the world is. People ain't nice, you know. Or you find out your window smashed in. They stole your CB radio or radio. You know, nah. So the hiking into the deep woods is done for me. You know. I'll just go drive into a camp spot and just set up the tent. It's not as fun. There's too many people, obviously, because everybody can do it, you know. But even so, I've done it where I go back there in the woods and there's still a lot of noise and riffraff. You just can't camp alone, you know. It's just New Jersey's just too populated. Even though we have these beautiful, you know, woodsy areas, it's still, you get, you know, there's too many people on the trail. I'll probably, by the time I'm getting done here, meet somebody coming the other way. It's the way it is. You know, these spider webs are everywhere. I don't know if this is just their thing, the time of year, are they breeding? Is this just the way they do their traps? Catch some flies. But I mean, I don't know if I can just see it because of the wetness, but I think I would see them even if, as thick as they are, I think I would see that even if there wasn't like fog or water particles, you know, on it. All right, oh look, dude, this was a big spider web. I don't know if you can see it. Real faint there. See, it's up on the tree and it goes up to this branch right here. See it? That was a nice big giant web there last night, probably. Something must have ran through it, deer or something. Alright, coming up to the, I don't know if this is even a halfway point, if you would say, but it's the bisecting point. You take the blue trail, cut this trail in half, or keep on going. Yeah, 26 miles to Lebanon. Or how you say, yeah, Lebanon. And this is like, yeah, that ain't happening. That's like, because this trail is 50 miles long, the pink trail. Yeah, and there's plenty of YouTube videos on here of guys completing it and doing all that stuff. But I would definitely have to, again, you'd have to pack light and it'd have to be in a warmer, oh, I don't like summer camping, so it'd have to be, I don't know, like now, early fall, to where it's not dropping down that deep, you know, in the wet temperatures, because then you'd have to camp, you know, do like a 3-day thing, you know, try to do 18 miles a day to get through that. It's 53 miles. So, all right, I'll bring you back once there's something interesting. Alright guys, pretty much done the trail. 3.94 miles, so we good. So thanks for coming along with me once again. Hey, it's always an adventure when I'm out here. Always seeing something new. Saw those spider webs, so it's something new. Yeah, time to get back to the real world and get to work, or get ready for work. So until we do it again, my friends, remember, let's set sail.